Bank. We're here for you.
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. A lot of them are.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome, and thanks so much for joining us. I truly have a remarkable privilege and pleasure to be able to share with you our next guest, Ms. Daniela Shibley. If you want to know more, I ask you, please stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255. Courtesy of Flow.
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today, and it's a Thursday. Man, if ever was a day to be thankful, it is today. In the studio, it's Daniela Shibley. Good afternoon, Mom.
Good afternoon. Hi.
It's truly a pleasure for me to have this opportunity to, and I hope this is going to be the only time to really welcome you to our studio, and not just when great fame takes you globally and we get to watch you, whether it's in the great concert halls across the globe or to listen to your music in almost all the airways, but just have you chat and inspire. Miss Daniela, as perhaps I should say a musician or vocalist, share with us, for those who don't know, a little bit about you.
Well, initially, before I discovered that I had this sort of operatic voice, I used to perform locally for my church. And then when I did discover I had this operatic voice, I was around 9 years old. And then my mom put on this piece of classical music. And this is how I found out that I could sing, all high opera and stuff. And she put on this piece of classical music and said, "Oh, look, this sounds so pretty." And I said, "Oh, I can sing like that." And then it just pretty much went on from there. I practiced and practiced, and...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is here. Many times, and I say this specifically to parents in particular, that we be as encouraging, as loving, as nurturing as yours, so that here is this gift, and I call it, but instead of that's just a child being silly or this and that, we spend time, we encourage responsibly, respectfully, and truthfully. But you do have an incredible voice. Ms. Shanda shared just briefly with me earlier, but to know of you through sort of family, and to know indirectly through some of your performances in the churches and the like, it's amazing. What does it feel like to sing where perhaps more of your contemporaries, your classmates, they sing other types of songs, opera?
Well, yeah, I am pretty aware that pretty much everyone's used to this sort of contemporary music, pop, that kind of genre. However, ever since I discovered the classical genre, I've really liked it and developed a passion for singing it. Honestly, I feel like this is a good way to get other people involved about opera, and that it's not just some thing for old fancy ladies.
I'm glad you said that, because I like it as well. I like classical music. Now, I may hear a piece and think, okay, that sounds familiar, but is it Bach, Beethoven? If I hear, a piece, is it Pavarotti? I don't know. I know that it sounds good. And it takes a great deal of talent, which you have. The public gets a chance, I think, on Sunday evening to come in to hear you if they want. You have an evening with Daniela coming up.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So it's an evening with Daniela is actually my first concert. It'll be the first official launch of my 3 CDs. One which is of Christmas, and the other 2, one of them is an English one, an English hymn one, and another one's a Spanish hymn one, and I really like the Spanish hymn one. So back to the concert, it's called An Evening with Daniela, and it's on the 16th of December at the Marriott up in the Grand Orchid Ballroom. The doors open at 6:30 p.m. However, the live show does begin at 7 p.m. And I'm not going to be singing the whole thing straight. It's from 7 to 10, but I won't be singing the full thing straight. There's 30 minutes at first for classical and Christmas. No, not classical. What am I saying? It's for Christmas and a few hymns. And then there's a 45-minute interlude where you can chat with others, and there will be food. Yeah. So,
but it's a neat. I mean, when you think about it, this time of year, people like concerts and festivities. We go to the churches that have one the Christmas plays, or schools have one the Christmas plays, and this is a great time for the family to come out now.
Yeah.
I also gather that, and I'm hoping that not only will it be on some of the more popular television competitions, but who knows, one day you'll be up on stage receiving the accolades that we see other notable international performers do. But I understand that hopefully you may be able to get a chance to compete or attempt and try out to go overseas.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that now, or did we leave that for a surprise later on?
Leave it for a surprise.
All right. and thank you for that. And hopefully by dangling that card that we get 2 things. One, an understanding from our audience and our parents, again, in particular, that our children have expectations and aspirations. These dreams, but they also can be, easily accomplished if we continue as a community to rally behind them. Coming out on Sunday evening at the Marriott, it's a chance not only to hear your great gifting and a phenomenal voice that you have, but to be a part of this celebration of this success, and to celebrate the season as it is.
Yeah.
For you, as you were singing, now, are there particular pieces that you like more than others? And is there a particular performance?
From my albums or from my concert?
Both, but for your albums and then even from the other performers. But from your albums, because there's 3 CDs that you're going to be releasing simultaneously, right?
They already have been released and they're up for sale, but the concert will mark the official release.
Yeah. Okay.
So from my CDs, I'm going to have to say that my favorite album is the Spanish one, and my favorite piece from the Spanish one is Santo, 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 which in English translates to Holy, Holy, Holy. I don't know what it is about it. There's just something so...
It's reverent.
Yeah.
I like that piece as well. I will endeavor to sing it. I can't tell you I always understand all the words, but it is. I was listening, again, maybe it's just a particular mindset, maybe it's just me, but there are certain little CDs that I have that I like to pop in now and again, and the classical ones I like. It gives you a chance to think and to remind you of.
Yeah.
Now for you, is that likewise? You prefer to listen to opera and classical music?
Yeah, I actually do, because I sort of feel that today's music is sort of confined in a way. It's a bit more, I don't know, artificial. It doesn't... And while some may be able to relate to it, I personally don't.
I hear you. But I believe that speaks too to not only your gifting, but your willingness to embrace it, and the amount of time that you dedicate towards practicing.
Yeah.
Getting it. For those who may be listening, again, the parents in particular, your parents have to take you to voice lessons and make sure that you have access to other things. For you, is that a sacrifice or a great joy? The amount of time that you put into honing your voice and developing your craft, as it were?
To me, it's actually a great joy because then, who knows, I could find a new technique to improve my voice, or I could discover something that I didn't know and therefore improve the quality of my voice.
And that's the thing, we develop it, and where would that take us? And who knows, the next generation, we may find inspiration in you. Maybe it's not just, Pavarotti or Andrea Bocelli that they look into for inspiration. It's you, right? It's possible, right?
Totally.
I was looking at some early stuff of Celine Dion. I think she has an incredible voice, and she sort of crosses all, well, in my mind, all sort of realms and genres. And then I was, not to be overly sort of, but I was listening to one little bit of your stuff and her, and I thought, for me there seems to be some similarities. She's almost as good as you. Now, Miss Danielle, for the listening, and I know you have, as close as we are to the school term coming to a close for Christmas, you still have to get back to school, so I appreciate you sharing. For Sunday evening, how can people get tickets if they want? How do they just show up? I mean, what's the best way to join you on Sunday at the Marriott, 6:30?
Well, the best way is looking for my dad, because you can find my dad everywhere. He's up and down, all over the place. He's here and there selling tickets. Come to my daughter's concert. It's going to be absolutely lovely. And you can mostly find him all hidden away in his den and cave at Simply Computers.
Over in West Shore, right?
Or you could also order the tickets online. On my website, DanielaShibley.com.
Okay, that's Daniela with one L?
Yep, just only one L.
Yeah, one L. I mean, her dad was saying, why 4 by 2? I mean, just get one. Just get DanielaShibley.com. And beautiful website. And you get more information about your concert as well as your CDs and the like.
Yep.
So you can order tickets there.
You can even sample my music there.
Yeah. And for sampling, I mean, it's almost, wow. You are truly, truly gifted. God has touched you, and I hope that you encourage others as you continue to be encouraged. And through your music, we find blessings, Sunday evening at the Marriott?
Yeah.
6:30?
Yeah.
All right, get tickets. What closing words you want to perhaps leave with our listeners? And I'm hopefully at some point we get a chance and maybe play some of your music just to get a little touch. But I need to talk to my guys off here because they're the smart ones. I just talk. What would you want to share with some of our listeners?
Well, really, wait.
Just about anything, your concert, about music. What do you feel led to say?
Here's some advice. If you have a dream, pursue it, because sitting there and dreaming about it isn't going to get you anywhere. Pursuing it will.
Take action, huh?
Yeah.
I like that. The fact, such youthful energy and enthusiasm, but grounded with such wisdom, counsel, and such a nurturing environment. Daniel, I pray that you continue not only to enjoy it, but to go great places and inspire many of us for a very long time.
Thank you.
All right. Sunday evening, 6:30 at the Orchid Ballroom at the Marriott Hotel. There
will be food. There's no excuses. You have to come. There will be food.
Come and enjoy the evening, all right? All right. Thanks very much. DanielaShibley.com. Go to the website, look at it. Here's a young, remarkable, talented lady. Some of us, we know her because we go to church. Some of us know her because our children attend school with her. Some of us know her because, we know her great dad. Over Simply Computers, Mr. David. Please get a ticket. It's a great gift to yourself and to others. Please stay tuned for Talk Today.
Research shows that domestic violence increases during the holidays. Financial pressures, family pressures, work pressures, all of these play a part. So don't let the pressures of life take over. Choose to diffuse the spousal arguments before they begin. Most people experience their greatest anger when they feel dismissed, ignored, or misunderstood. Many people instinctively avoid naming their fears, and it's all too easy to mistake sadness and fear for anger. So if you feel like you're heading for an argument, or you find yourself getting angry, stop for a moment and ask yourself, am I reacting to a feeling of loss? Telling someone else what you're sad about or afraid of means that you're willing to let down your guard and be honest. And you know, they may react by doing the same. A quote from ahealthyplace.com says this, "Remember, from every wound there is a scar, and every scar tells a story. A story that says, I have survived. Turn your wounds into wisdom."
The Stop the Slap campaign has been proudly sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Stop the slap. Stop the cycle. Stop the violence.
It's more than what we do. It's who we are. We were your official bank of the quincentennial celebrations in 2003. We were your Bank of the Year 4 times. We were voted as the inaugural top employer in 2010. We were the inaugural Business of the Year awardee in 2017. Who are we? We are Cayman National, your local bank, proudly serving you for over 40 years. It's because of you that our journey continues.
CUC advises participants in the Green Iguana Culling Program to exercise extreme caution around the CUC's poles and power lines, especially when extracting iguanas from trees or branches that are in close proximity to poles and power lines. Participants should keep all objects such as poles, sticks, or hooks away from any CUC equipment to avoid any electrical contact. For further information, please contact our customer service team at 949-5200 or via email at service@cuc.ky.
It's Christmas fun for all with the Flow Quad Play Bundle for a year and weekly draws for Samsung soundbars. To win, sign up for any Flow service, including our new Quad Play Bundle. Top up $25 or more or pay your bill on time and in full. Our Quad Play Bundle is filled with the fastest broadband, HD quality Flow Evo TV, excellent mobile call quality, and home phone with up to 2,800 international minutes. With over $40,000 in prizes, that's fun for all with Flow. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply.
New stock has just arrived and more is on the way at Dollar Super Buy Variety Store, number 12 Plaza Venetia, North Songway. Christmas decorations, wrapping paper, gift bags, gift items, toys, perfumes, handbags, home decor, and so much more, and all at great prices. While you are there, step over to number 8 Plaza Venetia and see what is trending at Babes Teens. Lovely Christmas dresses and outfits for all your Christmas photos, baby items, clothes, blankets, baby bags, toys, dresses, shirts, pants, jeans, pajamas, shoes, and more. Dollar Super Buy and Babes to Teens are now open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 946-8157. The management and staff of Dollar Super Buy Variety Store and Babes to Teens wish you a Merry Christmas and God's richest blessing for the new year.
Kubo Restaurant and Lounge. Cayman's only Pan-Asian restaurant and lounge is now open for lunch.
Taste the traditional flavors of Asian cuisine fused with your modern flair in Kubo's new sushi menu. With lunch delivery from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, you can bring the Asian fusion flavors of Kubo and your sushi platter to your office today. Kubo Restaurant and Lounge is located in the Strand next to the eatery and below Lily's nightclub.
Now open for lunch. That's right, now open for lunch with a new sushi menu and delivery. Visit kubo.ky. That's KUBOH.ky or call 947-4513 to place your order.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling DWAYNE Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us, and it was truly a remarkable pleasure to have had the opportunity to speak to Miss Daniela Shibley. Many of you know her, many of you know her parents, and as you think about what you're doing for Christmas, and in particular this coming Sunday evening, 6:30, perhaps you would consider very strongly enjoying yourselves, supporting not just by your physical presence and being, part of the audience, but to be enjoyed and entertained and enthralled and to understand the importance of us joining alongside and showing our support for our young people in particular. Have a look at her website, Daniela Shibley. If you think, well, I'm doing a little promotion or infomercial, hopefully it's not just that, it's more than that. We have incredible talent within our communities, and we know that. Whether they're artists, they're painting, drawing, sculpting, whether they're singing or dancing or playing some instrument, whether they're in athletics, whether it's a sport or they're running track and field, even those, who we celebrate because they did great in their exams, they have great progress in math or other subjects. If we don't let these young people, our own children, our neighbors' children, our co-workers' children, we don't let them know that we recognize the talent, that we want to encourage them and nurture them and understand that we're going to be genuine in giving the compliments, they may one day just walk away from that gifting because they didn't feel, or they may not develop it to the extent that they could. Now, if that sounds like it's preaching to the choir, well, hopefully it's going to mean that we can do even greater things together. So Sunday evening, 6:30 at the Orchid Ballroom at the Marriott Hotel. It's Daniela Shibley. I was going to hope to, maybe have a little more time chat with her, but listen, you can't impose on these students. It's end of the year, and they got a lot of things to do as well. Some are finishing up their exams. They got, things to do but as we're going to get a chance to hopefully be able to preview some of her music in a little bit, we'll get a chance to show you that this is incredible talent. Equally, you can go to the website, Daniela Shibley. You'll be able to hear, some of this music sort of samplings for yourselves. But equally, we want to give out a couple of tickets, if you don't mind, our way to say thank you for being a listener, our way of helping to showcase and celebrate the talent within our communities, and in partnership with Miss Daniela, offer up some tickets for the evening with Daniela this coming Sunday evening, 6:30 at the Marriott Hotel in the Orchid Ballroom. So we're going to get you a chance to win a ticket. But if you're interested, maybe just give us the first caller and share some comments with us, and we'll tell you how it goes. 949-8037, 949-8037, or 1-800-534-8255, or 949-8037 if you're not able to access our toll-free line. And you can call and share your thoughts with us. Now, it's, to some, definitely Christmas, because they're so busy trying to get things, finished up at the offices and their workplaces, because the year end is coming, because they're trying to get things squared away at home, at house, maybe painted the yard, maybe being especially clean. And those are some of the traditions and practices that people still do. Others, they got family coming in, perhaps for the first time, or it's an annual tradition that they come in and visit. So they want things to be extra special, and they need to make sure that they have all of the food items ordered and ready to be prepped. Others, it's the gifts that they be getting, not because they want to be ostentatious, with their purchases, but because they believe it's an extra special time. Now, I know that when we had a chance to speak to Matt Brown the other day, as part of his upcoming continuing comedy show, he was being very jovial when he said, yes, it's Christmas, break out those debit cards and those credit cards and go into debt and with the purchases. But it's the thing that sometimes people will do for different reasons. Others, they believe that, mightn't be around next Christmas, so let me show just how much I appreciate, and sometimes it involves a little bit of gift giving. 8949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. You're on Talk Today. Hello, good afternoon. All right.
To add to what you were just saying, and to confirm that you're so right, we need to encourage our children in whatever, if it's the arts or if it's an academic, but whatever it is, we need to really encourage our children, to really go after their dreams and follow their dreams, follow their heart, and live productive lives. So I just wanted to add that to what you were saying.
But thank you. And if you have an extra minute or two, first off, forgive me, I've been very, very foolish recently, rushing when I come back now to try to, instead of not talking so much before I come on here, I seem to be talking more, so I should have rested the voice a little bit. But how do we How do we go about, as parents, as people who are close to the children, but even just general as a community, to show this level of encouragement, just nurturing and helping them to develop? What do we do? How do we do it?
Well, I believe, when we have, whether it's a small event or a big event, for example, when we have our spelling bees, when we have a lot of people attend the sports and sporting events, but when we have things like the spelling bees, and when we have our children that are musically inclined, or whatever it is, I think the whole community really needs to get behind the event, participate, support, volunteer, and just even sometimes just a word of encouragement, to those involved will make a whole lot of difference.
It's so true. And being in the audience, and you may be that face that smiles, you may be that face that's recognizable to that child, and that may give them the courage and the confidence. All right, but just being present, you see oftentimes we're not attending these things, we're not being supportive.
That's right.
Now, the concert is this coming Sunday at the Marriott Hotel in the Orchid Ballroom. If you would be so willing, could we offer you a ticket to the evening? Would that be all right?
Fine, absolutely fine.
Okay. With great respect, just for formality purposes, so when our auditors come around, they'll know that we did it properly. Would you just stay on the line, let the handsome gentleman here take your number? Don't feel so bad that you're giving your number to a fellow, right? Giving your details. The ticket will be here. It's a beautiful glossy ticket. I mean, it looks almost like a photograph. And it'll be here for collection. So, would that be okay?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing with us, and I hope you enjoy the evening on Sunday, but certainly a very blessed and Merry Christmas to you.
To you.
All right, thanks. 8949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. I believe we got a pause. Is that what we're saying? Are we going to the phones? Let's go to the phones. What do you say? Good afternoon and welcome here on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Dwayne.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thanks to you, every one of you there. Is it open mic? I need to make an announcement. Is it open mic?
It is, yeah. It is.
Okay. We would like to announce the museum that's having their coat of arms festival on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We want to let the public know that we will be having at the festival, we're going to have corn turtle, stew turtle, and cayman starbeef and fish and fritters from the West Bay Committee for sale. A lot of people is asking about corn turtle, so we want to if you would make an announcement about the corn turtle being for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to comment on the lady just called earlier about the families being participating in their group. She's 100% right, because we've got them come out of sports, but the biggest problem is with it, though, they're not advertising it enough for people to be aware of these things coming up. They're leaving it till the last moment, and then people have their schedule already made, and people sometimes can't change it. We are living in a busy society. Command is not what it used to be before. We're all in a fast pace. It is sad, but it's the truth. And they need to make proper announcements so parents will have to make their schedules to meet it. And we all, as parents, need to come out and support these children because they're coming a long way. Thank you.
Thank you very much too. And that's a good point both callers have made. Let's see if you want to pick up on that and ways that we can improve it going forward in the new year. A couple of WhatsApp messages have come through. I'll look at them, see if they are for today's discussion. 949. I apologize for that one. I shouldn't have been talking this morning, but hey, you talk in the morning, talk in the night, talk today. 949-8037, 1-800-534-TALK. We got to pause and take a break. When we come back, more Talk Today.
Research shows that domestic violence increases during the holidays. Financial pressures, family pressures, work pressures, all of these play a part. So don't let the pressures of life take over. Choose to diffuse the spousal arguments before they begin. Most people experience their greatest anger when they feel dismissed, ignored, or misunderstood. Many people instinctively avoid naming their fears, and it's all too easy to mistake sadness and fear for anger. So if you feel like you're heading for an argument, or you find yourself getting angry, stop for a moment and ask yourself, am I reacting to a feeling of loss? Telling someone else what you're sad about or afraid of means that you're willing to let down your guard and be honest. And you know, they may react by doing the same. A quote from ahealthyplace.com says this: remember, from every wound there is a scar, and every scar tells a story. A story that says, I have survived. Turn your wounds into wisdom.
The Stop the Slap campaign, proudly sponsored by Foster's IGA. Stop the slap. Stop the cycle. Stop the violence.
Who's the leader in savings?
It's Foster's. Where did you get this Christmas spread? The Cayman-style beef was delicious.
Foster's Catering. And you remember Matthew's Lego birthday cake? They did that too.
Oh my God, that cake was so great.
And they're doing my around-the-world Christmas-themed lunch party at work next week.
Take the hassle out of catering with Foster's IGA. Order from our hors d'oeuvres menus online or create a custom menu to suit your soiree. Learn more at fosters-iga.com.
At Foster's Food Fair IGA, we care. South Coast Bar and Grill up in Breakers, man, that is the place. For traditional Cayman cuisine, oh, you will love the taste. At South Coast Bar and Grill, we got conch and lobster and turtle stew. And every Sunday, come out with your family for the barbecue.
South Coast Bar and Grill by the seaside, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, lunch and dinner. Call us at 947-2517.
For Cayman and cuisine, the talk today is South Coast Bar and Grill.
Don't let a dingy house get you down this Christmas. Spruce up your home for the holidays. It's Christmas at Super Stitch. Head over to Super Stitch and see the wonderful selection of fabrics, curtains, sheets, towels, quilted bedspreads, rugs, bathroom sets, and more. New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Telephone 949-2833.
Merry Christmas!
Opening hours 8:30 a.m. Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays 8 a.m.
Hey, did you hear about Pinna's groundbreaking new lower prices? Over 350 of some of our top-selling brands are now reduced in price by up to 45%. Yes, 45%. For the best prices, brands, and service, Penha is the place to be for your holiday shopping. Visit Penha, number 40, Royal Plaza on Cardinal Avenue, Georgetown. Merry Christmas from Penha.
Matt Brown and Rita Estevanovich star in the Cayman Christmas Comedy Show. A gift from the CNCF to you. Yay! Christmas comedy show. I am excited.
Well, I don't want to see it.
Too bad. You're in it.
Me in a show?
It's the bestest, most festivus Christmas show ever. Coming to your district between December 11th to 16th. Visit Facebook/Cayman Culture for all the details. Yes. I am going. Definitely I am going.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling DWAYNE Ebanks.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. It's open line 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. We were, Thursdays and still getting back in the swing of things. Now the Thursdays are reserved for members of the opposition. And with all this going on, hey, sometimes, it gets hectic. I share that with you because I want to share what the caller last indicated. It came out before. People are busy. Their lives are busy. So in a couple of things, quick message during the break, sort of passing comment by someone moving through, and then the caller before. From the perspective that, yes, we need to be more encouraging and nurturing in our society. Certainly need to be constructive but very honest in our praise, compliments, with respect to our children in particular, so they don't have a false sense of security. But as a case in point, the fellow shared in his phone call with me quickly, he said, he's been working, and I wouldn't tell you how long, in this organization, he says, and he watched the change. So being a part of the financial sector, he recalls a time where, at this time of year, things would start to get, but we're winding up. People will be celebrating a little more festivities, and at some point in time, in short order, there will be the skeleton staff within the office, and people have time for their families. They would, if clients were visiting, you would even have time to fellowship. He used a different word, but translates into the same, right? But he says, no, what's happening? Everybody's working 24/7, and there's no time. And those organizations or activities that are ongoing probably don't have the resources to promote it. They don't have time. They promote it in a different sort of format. And many of us don't know about these things. And for that, certainly understandable. But what are we going to do about it? Well, I'm honored to be able to, because it's one of our own, because it's a young person within our community, because it's a young person with incredible talent, for us to be able to recognize and celebrate. And unless we start to embrace and acknowledge and somehow encourage and hopefully share in that success so that we can be paved, and later on, we'll have a poet laureates, we may have a Nobel Prize winners, we may have some of these others who are on the world stage that we take pride in, that they not only remember their humble beginnings, the struggles and the challenges that they had, but they can look and say, at the very least, in my household and in my community, I was encouraged and supported. Now, there was a particular performer that some of you probably know more because he's in this era, but the fellow shared, because of his children, he understands that this performer may be enjoying success more in the U.S. or in Europe, but he always makes a point, almost seemingly, to go back to his hometown and reconnect and stay connected to the base there, because that's probably where he had that first start, performing in the little venues at church or in the bars or in the parks or the community halls or whatever they were. Before it was this big international name and success. What are we doing? Well, hopefully Sunday evening, 6:30 at the Marriott Hotel in the Orchid Ballroom, an evening with Daniela. 949-8037, 1-800-534-8255, or you can WhatsApp 925-3261. And in the spirit of celebrating and enjoying and laughing and having fun, well, today's Thursday, and in Bordentown this evening, as I look at my flyer, Matt Brown and Rita Estevanovich in particular, their comedy show continues. There came on Christmas, some music, some storytelling, some comedy. They're going to be in Bordentown tonight. And Saturday evening, they'll be in West Bay at the Sir John Comer Primary School Hall. It's the Shirley Kidd Memorial School Hall, I believe is the official title. All of the shows start at 7 o'clock, so get there a little bit earlier. We support the CNCF and the arts, and now in turn, through this production, they have a free admission, hour and a half thereabouts, and you go and you enjoy and you laugh and you have fun. And as I said to Matt and Rita, he was saying something, I thought, so a primary school play on steroids. Not to be facetious, but to recognize that it's community theatre and this is their talent. Why don't we support them and nurture them? So you have a lot of wonderful opportunities to engage with the family as we go into celebrating our Christmas. But it is open line, and let us have a chance to chat with you. Now, to the caller prior to the break who was saying, Kemal is quite busy. Well, Thursdays we have members of the opposition, and as they get into Christmas, they have obligations, responsibilities, I would imagine, in their own lives and commitments to their own families, but to their constituents as well. And as much as it would be beneficial and certainly wonderful for us to be able to have them or any of their representatives in the studio, sometimes it doesn't materialize and things happen, as they say, at the last minute. So on behalf of the opposition, so I'll extend an apology that they're not able to join us. Now that makes it challenging because we could have, had it been another date and a different time and scheduled accordingly, engage some other discussions, whether it would be about any of the issues, positive or productive, whether it's going to be constructive or critical. But why don't we avail ourselves of the time and maybe call and share your thoughts with us, 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Had a couple of interesting discussions earlier. Some were with members of the financial community who were trying to share with me, and I appreciate the opportunity to learn. Some of us are not paying attention to it because we really don't care. We don't believe it matters much anyway. It's not going to affect us directly. We're not working there, so big deal. Others, despite all those things, still very concerned because we recognize that that's where a lot of our family and friends are employed. That's where a lot of the revenues derive so that the government can continue to provide the services and run the country in that sense. So these individuals who are very much actively engaged in the financial services sector were sharing that when it comes to the new legislation relative to exempted companies, one reminded me that, way back when, they used to be given a certificate. I think he said for 20 years, but if it's longer or shorter, I should have really paid closer attention. But he only said to share that there was this certificate that was issued that guaranteed the exempted company, as I understand it and recall hopefully accurately, that for that period of time, if there ever a tax that is imposed, this company would be exempt from that. Now he says with this new legislation, this requirement coming out of the EU and the like, these exempted companies will have to have more of a physical presence. And he said, well, what would that mean for Cayman? Just his perspective. He said, well, on one, potentially, more opportunity to have, physical presence, tangible presence. People employed, not just a nameplate. Perhaps it'll go more than just having someone answer a phone. But even if it's that, then will you have one person, answering and acting as a call center for 50,000 companies? Or will we be able to divvy it up? Maybe we'll have 10 people. Maybe there'll be more scope, but we could widen that. The second thing he said is that possibly many of the smaller sort of financial service providers may find it challenging. They may have to take on more. They may not be able to afford to hire more staff. But what is the point of the presence of having these entities sort of physically sort of located here and resident in order to comply to the tax? Now he thought that would be, again, something that the government, presumably he said that Cayman Finance as the board is speaking for it. Now this is just his perspective. Perhaps we recognize that there are potentially more benefits to it. But what about the cost? And there's one thing that was shared almost as an aside that we could talk about after the break is the income and employment opportunities that exist in this country, and his contention that one of the things that we're doing and doing poorly is not ensuring that more of our people have seen wealth and wealth creation. And as a result of that, not only is poverty coming in because we're seeking lower wages, but we're looking at lower skill sets. And within our own populace, the consequence is that our people are now, find it harder and harder to live. So let's talk about that when we return. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
With your latest headlines, I'm April Cummings. The third meeting of the 2018-2019 session of the Cayman Islands Legislative Assembly will begin at 10 a.m. on Monday. Among the bills expected to be tabled and debated, the International Tax Cooperation Economic Substance Bill 2018. In international headlines, British Prime Minister Theresa May is in Brussels meeting with European leaders. It's less than 24 hours after she survived a no-confidence vote in her leadership back at home. She is trying to renegotiate part of her Brexit plan. China says it's detaining 2 Canadians to protect its national security, but denies the arrests are in retaliation for the detention in Canada of an executive from the telecommunications company Huawei. French police have launched a security operation in a district of Strasbourg following the killing of 3 people in the city Tuesday. Armed police have sealed off streets, but it is not clear whether they are searching directly for the suspected gunman. Those are your headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Kubo Restaurant and Lounge. Cayman's only Pan-Asian restaurant and lounge is now open for lunch.
Taste the traditional flavors of Asian cuisine fused with your modern flair in Kubo's new sushi menu. With lunch delivery from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m., Monday through Friday, you can bring the Asian fusion flavors of Kubo and your sushi platter to your office today. Kubo Restaurant and Lounge is located in the Strand next to the eatery and below Lily's nightclub.
Now open for lunch. That's right, now open for lunch with a new sushi menu and delivery. Visit kubo.ky. That's KUBOH.KY or call 947-4513 to place your order.
You have to save the date! Thursday, December 13, Super Stitch Midnight Madness Sale! This is the biggest sale of the year, with savings up to 50% off. Come and get your dress and suit in fabric, upholstery fabric, sheets, bed skirts, throw covers, sofa covers, towels, curtains, and much more. Sale begins at 6 p.m. until midnight on Thursday, December 13. It's big, it's fantastic, it's 6 hours of pure madness. The Midnight Madness Sale, 6 p.m. until midnight at Super Stitch, 39 Pasadena Place, Smith Road. Call 949-2833.
Roro Variety Store is having a huge blowout sale on Saturday, December 15. Where? Outside the store, of course. Lots of bargains will be on sale, including 1, 2, and 3 burner indoor-outdoor camping gas stoves, plus 4 burner ones with built-in ovens. Join the early birds on Saturday, December 15 from 6 a.m. and enjoy great savings. 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Roro Variety Store, Tropical Plaza on Smith Road. Telephone 321-0130. Merry Christmas from the management and staff of Roro Variety Store.
For years, we have been promised prosperity on the heels of rapid development.
However, last year, over 2,000 Caymanian families
required the services of the Needs Assessment Unit.
Now, we are faced with the largest capital project in our history.
At the risk of destroying what attracts people to our shores.
The government's Destination Performance Report states that annually
1.8 million cruise visitors contributed
$154 million in revenue,
whereas
450,000 stayover visitors contribute $497 million.
$497 million.
It is time for a national development plan.
It is time for a national development plan.
And better decision making.
That takes into account our human, financial, and ecological resources.
Where we will no longer be driven like a boat without a rudder.
We don't need handouts from cruise lines.
Get your answers.
Sign the petition. Sign the petition. Support the referendum.
Support the referendum.
Support the referendum.
And let's build our future together.
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 You can hear another CI Retro Talk Today special presentation on Friday at 12:15 p.m. when we take a look back at Cayman Islands' Christmas celebrations and traditions through the years, going back some 150 years through present day. This special CI Retro Talk Today presentation is being brought to you by Four Winds Esso, Enterprise City, and FSH Designs. CI Retro Talk Today, Christmas remembered through the years, Friday, 12:15 p.m. on Radio Cayman.
Getting ready for Christmas is all about the finishing touches.
The icing on the cake, the table neatly set, decorations specially placed, and gifts thoughtfully wrapped, all to share with those we love.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Britcay, where people come first.
Britcay's offices close at noon, December 24th and 31st.
Visit britcay.ky.
Honey, our fridge has stopped working again. Everything in the freezer is melting. We need to get this repaired right away. I'm calling Brand Source Service.
When you need the very best appliance service, call Brand Source Service at 623-5000. Offering service and installation of all brands and models of appliances. Brand Source Service is Cayman's source for appliance parts and repairs with qualified and experienced technicians and the island's largest stock of appliance parts. Brand Source Service will have your repair completed in a flash. So, whatever the problem is, call the experts at 623-5000. Brand Source Service, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Telephone 623-5000.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling DWAYNE Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Or you can send your thoughts on our WhatsApp, 925-3261. If you so choose, you can even send an email, talktoday@candw.ky. Let's go to our phones. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. You're on Talk Today. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, man.
Merry Christmas to you and to everybody in Cayman.
Amen to that, man.
I wish everybody a good season and safe. And if you drink, don't drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's always advice for everyone.
Good advice, man. And if you drive, what is it? Don't drink, right?
When first, we are in this season, this Christmas season, fathers have responsibility, and this responsibility and the cause of this responsibility, people are, suffering. We have people who are poor, don't have nothing. They sleep in the street.
Sorry, I want you to share this, but could you tell me from your perspective? Because honestly, you, in my view, you're someone who is out there. You literally got your, ears to the ground and your feet on the pavement, and you're talking to people in here. How widespread? How many people do you think right now are homeless in Cayman? You think it's 10 people? Do you think it's 1,000 people? I mean, what do you think?
I think from the amount I see, I see over 70 people. That's the one I see them.
So almost 100 from what you see, right? 70 people, yeah.
Yeah, I visit some of them. I talk to some of them. I'm not rich, but sometimes, I try buy somebody a food.
You have a good heart, man. You have a good heart. Mm-hmm.
But really, there is somebody who I speak to him one time by Foster, front of Foster Airport. How long you homeless? 4 years. Did you speak to social services? Yes, many times. There is no help.
Okay.
There's
now,
no
sorry,
way.
don't lose your train of thought. When he said homeless now, just so that you understand, is this someone who, at the end of the day, when they want to go take a nap, take a sleep for the night, they have nowhere to go, so they're out somewhere under a tree, on the beach, in the park? That's what you're talking about, right?
No, John. I'm not talking about those who, like, for one night or 2 nights. There is people for 4 years sleeping.
No, no. What I mean is that they do not, whether it's 4 years or 4 nights, they do not have anywhere to call home, to live, they live in wherever they can find a place to shelter.
Yeah, and don't tell, I don't want somebody from the government come out and tell me those mentally ill. Because I speak to them, they have no mental illness.
Right, okay.
They can't find a job. They can't, because some of them used to be in prison.
Mm-hmm.
They come out of prison, they can't get a job. Nobody given opportunity to them. They don't have house. They don't have nowhere to go. And they are sleeping, some of them elderly, because I speak to a lot of them.
Right.
And I see them in the road.
I want to ask you something, and this is not an exhaustive study, just something that I've, because of the appeal, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing, but she's done it often. You can hear the love in her voice. Miss Georgia, when she hears, she said the rain, she worry about those people who don't have a place to lay their heads. I've found from a couple of people, it's a very small number, who technically, they're homeless, but thankfully, as they've shared, because of family and friends, they've found a place, for them, sort of, short term, to be able to live. So technically, they got a place in the evenings, but it's not their home. They're not employed, having a difficult time finding work. Maybe have had a home and lost it because of loss of jobs and the like. But these people are homeless. So we have that. Then you have the situation that you were sharing. If I can ask, in those two scenarios, what do you think that number? Is that a significant number of people, you think?
Yeah, I think the number is increasing, especially those greedy banks. They are thieving and robbing the people with this high mortgage, and some people, they lose their job for 2-3 months until they find a new job. They lose their house, all their saving, all their life. And the MLAs promised the people of this country to change the law to protect the people, but they are lying to the general public. This government is disgrace. How they allow, they can spend $48 million in reports to give those law firms and accounting firms millions of dollars. $48 million could solve the issue of homes. The people who are hungry in this country could build $48 million, could build homes for all the homeless in this country and save all the homes for Caymanian people. They are lying. This government, they are disgrace. And if in other civilized nations in this world, they will not be, this government will not stay 27 hours. They will resign because they are failure to themselves, they are failure to their people, and they are disgrace. Because what happening to the Caymanian people, it is disgrace and shame.
But with that though, let me ask you, if that's the general sentiment of the larger populace or even a smaller number, that the government of the day, and whether it's this one or whether it's one prior or the one after, is failing, then what are we going to do about it? What do we do about it? What can we do about it?
I think what we can do is speak. Open your mouth and speak in this country, because your child and my child and everyone's child in this country will suffer for generations.
But talk is cheap. Anybody can talk. Mightn't have anything to say, but they can talk.
Yeah, but what? Then you will be silent, and allow those people to destroy this country more. What his name? Want build the board and damage the environment. The minister Moses Kirkconnell wants to damage Georgetown forever, just because he is working for his own.
I don't wish to sound like I'm defending any politician in the government, but let me ask, in your instance, if the government is intent on going down a course of action, and the public doesn't say or do anything, then the government could say, well, it doesn't seem to be in opposition to it, so it must be, at least they're not opposed to it. Again, if we're talking, then what?
Yeah, but Dwayne, listen, people need to wake up in this country, need to start elect people who really care about them. Elect somebody new faces who can really change. They bring Austin Harris. He's sitting 5-6 years criticizing the government for all the wrongs they're doing, and all of a sudden he is now supporting everything the government, and he's sitting in a big office making $15,000. He don't care about the people.
Well, I can't speak to his emotions and whether he cares or not, but let's assume he does. But let's ask two things then, okay? One, people have said, well, no matter who you elect, they're all the same anyway, so they paint everybody with the same brush. And election after election, they seem to think that everybody who's elected ends up in the same boat. Is that the case?
Dwayne, let me tell you one thing. There is now in this country people sleep without food, and I know families they don't. You know how much? You know what upset me and anger me? All these churches collecting millions of dollars in the name of God Almighty. It is time, Christmas time, the birth of Jesus, may be on him. And They are collecting money in the name of Jesus and the name of God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth. And you see millions of dollars being collected every year by these churches. And you still see hungry people in this country.
Right. But let me just interject 1 second, if I may, please. Whether it's the government or whether it's the churches. So you're going into the churches. Presume that in the churches we are members of the congregation. We give tithes and offerings and contributions and donations. We help in different ways. So as the members of the church, if we don't think that the church is doing a good work and fulfilling its mandate and helping the community in a way, then what? Pray tell me. Then what?
Dwayne, another thing. Before I tell you, then what?
Right. Sure.
How many charities being registered in the Cayman Islands, and they collecting money for this and that? Billions of dollars being collected. Where is this money go? Who spends this money at who? Because the poor people are not getting nothing. The poor people of this country are suffering and not getting nothing.
Right. But again, you're coming back to accountability, right? So we contribute to charges to churches. Let me ask the second thing. You were saying with the government and the like. If I could ask, you talk about electing different people. There's an election, presumably, if things go according to plan, we would see an election in May of 2021, right? So this is the end of 2018. We got 19 and 20, and then, a few months into 21. So between now and then, do we wait for another election, for another cycle of campaigning?
I think if they have some respect, those sitting in the government, if they have some respect to themselves and to God Almighty and to the people of this country, they could resign and call early election to bring some people who can really serve the people of this country.
But let me ask you, so if they have respect, I think I heard you say, they would do that. To you, to me, to others who may be saying things publicly, some would say, well, if you have any respect, any decency, any concern, whatever, maybe you will stop saying this or doing that. Just like them who may not choose to resign, there are others who may not choose to be silent. Then what?
Dwayne, let me tell you. In the weekend, you find all these MLAs and all these in the supermarket with big carts, spending $500-600 on food, spending ministers buying a new cars, and some of them never wear tuxedo all his life, and now start wearing $1,000 tuxedo, and they forget about their people. They are not have any feeling of humanity.
Well, I don't know that they don't, but some have been accused of losing touch. Yeah, fair enough. But then what? I mean, we see that, but what are we doing about it? And what are we making sure that we change the ethos?
Boy, I tell you, people are afraid in this country, to say their opinion because, what happened to me, they imprisoned me 4 days, even I don't know why. Even I come out from 2 years, I don't know why they imprisoned me 4 days because Mr. Personal or whoever one minister, I don't want to say his name anyway, call Buddentown police station and tell them, look, this guy, because he talked against the government something, and then all of a sudden I come out from there, I don't even have one word explanation until after 2.5 years today. I can't get any explanation from the police why I've been locked up 4 days. They come take me from my house for no reason.
Okay, so let me ask you, all right? Given that that's your premise, and you feel that you've, your own human rights, you can't get anything. Have you tried going to any of the agencies, the Human Rights Commission, the ombudsman's office. I mean, have you tried pursuing it from that avenue? Yes, it'll take some time. Maybe there'll be some effort, energy, and expense on your part, but have you tried pursuing it in that vein?
Dwayne, listen, you know when how you can get your rights in this country, and the Human Rights Committee, all they are fighting for the gays.
So, no, sorry, but you can share that piece, but just so that I heard, in case you said I didn't hear it, did you try going to any of those places?
I can tell him in his face he is a liar, because my case being published in the front page of the campus many times.
But that's not the same thing. I mean, it's unfortunate that in this country sometimes we don't have, you know, the Blackburns and like people who can take up the mantle and champion, you know, the injustices. But we shouldn't let them go idle. And you know, maybe it's you today, tomorrow is John, and the next day is Mary, and who knows, Martha and Jane might not follow, you know, far behind. All right, so wrap it up for us now. What do you want us to know? What else?
I want to say here, Dwayne, I encourage the people of this country to express their democratic rights and sign the petition for the board to protect the environment of this country. I am not supporting the people who behind the petition. I'm here supporting the will of the Caymanian people. I be clear. I see there is motivation by the people the tender people who trying to stop building the port, and in the side trying to build the port. So both sides, they are not for the Caymanian people. But
so listening to you, right? This petition, as I understand it, I want to make sure that I have, because you know I was off for a while, so maybe it changed. But my understanding, there's a petition asking for a referendum for the public to be able to see, as elected voters, yes, we'll go here to port, or no, or whatever the question. Is that your understanding, that signing the petition is only signing that you want this issue to go to a referendum so that the public, the voting public at large, has a chance to give its opinion? Is that what you understand it, or is it that you understand it to be that if you sign the petition for the referendum for the port, means that you're against the port? What is your understanding?
I am not against building port, but the location is wrong. I think I remember there is an interview was with Caymanians, very experienced Caymanian seamen. They go all over the world. They know everything. They are the experienced ones. I don't know why government every time for the board they go to a law firm in Cayman. What is the law firm have experience more than a Caymanian seaman who spent all his life in the sea, who know what about Cayman? Right. I don't know why they can't pay this money to a Caymanian seaman or a group of seamen to decide really where is the board to be good. Because this government is wasting money every day. They just gone to Greek or something, spending $150,000 for 3-4 people, and they can't help a Caymanian who is sleeping in the street. Is disgrace and shame. When I talk, because I am a person who fear God Almighty first before I fear the government, they deny my status. They bring me to immigration by influence of one minister or whoever the minister was calling the acting chief immigration to threat me because I speak in the radio. I'm not afraid of that minister and the chief immigration. Let them do what they want. What God wants to happen to me will happen to me. But in the end, I am going to stand for myself and for the people of my daughter. That is the future of my daughter in this country, and nobody can take that future from me. People need to start care about this country. This country great, this country nice. Everybody from all over the world come to Cayman to make a better life. Me and others come here. If we don't make the life of the Caymanian people better off, we shouldn't be living here. Thank you, Dwayne, and have a good day.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I think that last, couple of minutes or so, what you shared, hopefully resonates with many of us. All of us who live and work here, whether we're born here and go back generations, whether we've been here, we need to live and work together to make it better for all of us, for ourselves. I think that speaks to sentiments that were expressed to me by an individual earlier. I was saying, talking about financial services, and he said that it seems that what we're doing in our country is, instead of raising the standard of living, we're raising the cost of living. Instead of raising the quality of life, we're making it harder and harder for people to live. Now, here's a fellow who's a professional, and by that, so that you understand, not only is he competent at what he does, but like the doctors, lawyers, and all the other professionals, they're making relatively good money. Some making more than others, but they're shared. It's difficult to live here. Will they be able to retire here? And imagine if you're making 10, 15, 20,000 a month, and you're concerned with that. What about a person who is making $1,000 or $2,000 a month or less? Let's go to our phones. Hey, good afternoon. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Dwayne.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
No, not bad. I'm good. One question I want to ask you. I was made to understand that government are giving the civil servants a cost of living increase the 18th of this month. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't heard, but what do you think if they are?
Got other people that may getting a lot less than what the civil servants are being paid, and then the poor man must suffer. It's a cost of living anyway you take it, because the poor man got to go to the supermarket and buy their food and stuff. The one that collecting the big money is doing the same thing, so I don't think it's right for them to be getting a cost of living increase the 18th of this month. And this is not something that I thinking about. It's something I heard out of my own two ears with a man reading it off a civil servant.
So on the 18th?
The 18th of this month.
Yeah. Is it that
they will get a cost of living increase.
Okay. I'll ask questions, but I don't know. I didn't hear.
Well, I tell you, because they were sending out letters to people with it, that the 18th of this month they will get a cost of living increase.
How much did they say?
They didn't say how much.
Now,
there's a cost of living increase the 18th of this month.
Okay. Well, today is what, the 13th?
5 days more.
Yeah, so next Tuesday then?
Should be.
Oh, you see.
The cost of living increase.
That's why the price is going up, eh?
So, that's the way I look at it. The poor man that's making nothing or got nothing, he's going to suffer when he go in the supermarket the same way. They're paying their bills. And the one that's making a pile of money don't have to worry about it. I don't think it's right. Anyway, Sterling, you have a good day.
Okay, sir. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to try to ask and see if I can find out if there's any sort of merit to what you shared. And when we come back, it's open line. We could have had guests. We'll be able to structure it properly. But why don't you be the guest and share your thoughts with us? I'm going to give you a chance, if you're so inclined. Certainly it's our honor to be able to share with you a couple of tickets for an evening with Daniela. This coming Sunday evening at the Marriott. And as we go to the break, here's a little bit of her talent.
You're listening to Daniela Shipley.
Here
everyone. My name is Daniela Shibley, and you're listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Going back to the brack again.
Look, you know, I can't afford to miss this one. The Sport Bay Committee presents the second annual Sport Bay Christmas Homecoming, December 15th through the 25th.
It's a place called Christmas Island.
Featuring 3 days of traditional Cayman Brack Christmas festivities, including live music by district musicians, home decorating contest, children's party, homecoming party, carol service, seniors gift distribution, singspiration, old-time kitchen dance, and fireworks to close off the year. For more information on dates and locations, call 925-3250. The Sport Bay Christmas Homecoming, December 15th through the 25th. It's time to come on home to the Brack again.
Going back to the brack again.
'Tis the season to celebrate big savings at Reflections Apparel, Footwear and Accessory Store in their brand new location with lots more parking on Shedden Road beside Mango Tree Restaurant. Ladies, you can find the perfect holiday party dress, and men have a wide selection of dress and polo shirts with blazers to match. With brands like Levi's and Dockers, Reflections will keep you stylish this holiday season from head to toe. Find great gift ideas like leather belts and wallets, perfumes and accessories, or grab a gift certificate in any denomination. Shop the new Reflections for all your Christmas needs. Extended hours are from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Prospect and Red Bay residents, you are invited to the annual Potluck Christmas Saturday, December the 15th from 7 p.m. until midnight on the Seafarers Association lawn. Make sure to bring your favorite dish and beverage and enjoy family-friendly social with Regeneration Band and prizes. Transportation for the elderly will be provided. For more information, please contact 922-5276 or email prospectcommunity345@gmail.com.
South Coast Bar and Grill up in Breakers, man, that is the place. For traditional Cayman cuisine, oh, you will love the taste. At South Coast Bar and Grill, we got conch and lobster and turtle stew. And every Sunday, come out with your family for the barbecue.
South Coast Bar and Grill by the seaside, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, lunch and dinner. Call us at 947-2517.
For Cayman and cuisine, the talk today is South Coast Bar and Grill.
One TradeX knows there's more than one way to invest. One TradeX is the Cayman Islands' only fully licensed online broker-dealer, offering discount trading services to individual investors and traders, hedge fund managers, and family offices. One TradeX has the most competitive online trading prices of any offshore broker worldwide, with no custody or management fees, free demonstration accounts, and no charge to open an account with a $5,000 minimum deposit. Trade stocks, options, futures, bonds, and Forex. Learn more and open your free demo account today at OneTradeX.com. OneTradeX, the Cayman Islands' #1 choice for online brokerage. OneTradeX is licensed to conduct securities investment business by the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio. Enjoy a mix of pop, hip-hop,
dancehall, urban gospel, Latin hits,
reggae, and soca. The Super Jam Show is fueled by the proud sponsorship of
Savannah Pharmacy, just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program, because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling DWAYNE Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8837 or toll free at 1-800-534-8255. It's open line. You can call and share your thoughts with us. Certainly want to offer up an opportunity for you to get some tickets to go out in the Sunday evening at the Orchid Ballroom at the Marriott at 6:30 to share with Danielle Shibley, as you heard it just before the break. Just a little sample. I mean, a phenomenal talent from such a gifted young lady. Now, tonight, if you want a little comedy as well, if you're in Borden Town in the Civic Centre, 7 o'clock, Matt Brown and Rita Stavanovich and friends will be entertaining us. They'll be also again on Saturday evening at the Primary School Hall in West Bay. Now, the caller prior and others have shared, and to the point, just to maybe singe it up for you, is this notion that perhaps what we're looking at in Cayman is that we're not raising the standard of living, we're not ensuring that there are more and more people who are sharing in the wealth. And this individual indicated that if you look just within the financial services sector, there may be some individuals that make 1 million or 10 million or more a year. There are those who work, who do a lot of the work, who are equally professionals. They may make 100 or 200,000 or 300,000 a year. They're supposed to satisfy. Then there's some, as you go lower down, not because they don't have the experience or expertise, but just the way that the cookie crumbles, that they may make 30, 40,000, 50,000. And then again, in the country, there are those who are even making a fraction of that. And yet we're all supposed to live and coexist in this community, pay the same rates for water and electricity, shop in the supermarkets, and sometimes, with very, very high, bills for food items and the like. And as he shared, are we concerned about the potential health costs? Because it would seem that some of the healthier choices tend to be the more expensive items to purchase. Is it that some people, in order to live and work here, they're maybe not consuming as healthy as they can, or as some have alleged, we're seeing other illegal activities unfold in order to supplement their income, whether it's stealing from people's yards, or whether it's taking seafood out of season, or whether it's other illegal activities. Now, as a working professional, he shared, going down the road, yes, he'll make a lot of money, but is this a jurisdiction that he'll be able to continue to live in? And what would that say for the rest of us? If a person who seems to have that sort of wealth, not just to maintain, as he said, the lifestyle that he would like, but to be able to even afford the basics of life. 8949-8037. Let's go to our phones. Good afternoon. You're on Talk Today.
Mr. Dwayne.
Hey, my friend. How are you today?
All right, man.
Good to hear from you, man.
Yes, sir. You made it back.
I made it back, I made it back.
Just in time.
Is that what they say? Someone told me, boy, you should have stayed a little bit longer. I wasn't sure if he was trying to get rid of me, or he was just telling me, he come back at a... We'll see. Maybe in jest, I'll say to you now that we understand that Mr. Eric Bush is expected to return to Cayman. Maybe I'll be seconded to the London office come next year. Out of sight, out of mind.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, man. Talk to me.
All right. No, one of the things that really bothers me, going to what you were talking about just a minute ago, about the people living on higher standards and other people living on lower means, doing what they can to just get by. That really hits the bone when you know your people in Parliament is getting big lump sums of money, right? And you can't see a difference. And if I'm not mistaken, right, it's something about they went and took the pensions or something too, right? Or something like that.
When would this happen in the last couple of weeks, or this was before that?
No, before that, man.
Okay. You mean some of the MLAs taking, being able to draw their pensions now while they're still elected?
Yeah, or something. The pension going up the age, or.
Oh, okay. So they raised we formalized now a retirement age. There wasn't any prior to that. So it's 65 now, and that is a legal retirement age across the country. And so you work until then, before your pension's vested.
Right. So you have to make sure you got a guarantee that pension waiting on you when you want to retire, right?
Well,
somewhat there or something.
Yeah, and we know too that and these are the pension experts who tell you that your pension, even in the best of times, isn't going to be enough to maintain that standard of living that you had. It's still going to be a significant shortfall. Some would even tell you more than 50%. So you still need to find some other way to supplement that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, and then you got them talking about spending, like catering, building this dock now, sacrificing our environment to cater towards these big old ships.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like that's the only, and I said this way before, and a lot of people too on the radio too saying that we shouldn't just leave it as tourism as being our major income. Mm-hmm. And then we really know it's not our major income. We really know that. I mean, that might be for the people, like what you say, living on the lower standards of living down here, right?
Mm.
But that is not our major income. Our major income is what? Dealing in money services, financial services. Not sure. That is like 18%.
We see, as you're sharing, I mean, calls for a long time about trying to diversify the economy, but I guess if I understand and read into what you're sharing, what are we doing to add more legs to the economy?
No, they're not doing nothing. These are conservative people. These are people that are trying to keep things the same. These are people that are so afraid of progress that they rather chop their big toe off.
What's interesting is that Cayman, if you look at a map sometimes, even if the map is an image on a television screen because of a news broadcast and there's something happening in this region, you don't see Cayman, or even if it's a person looking on a map. But the country is somewhat known, whether it's notoriety, whether it's, because they're famous and what have you. And I was away, been, from one spot to the next. And interestingly, a couple of times people are just sitting there away from you. You're not part of their conversation. You're not part of their company. And they talk sometimes a little bit louder than maybe they realize. And they talk about Cayman. And sometimes it's not positive. Or if they happen to engage you and you're chatting and where you're from, and then you tell them, and then they talk about Cayman, and it's not always positive.
No, and that's not really our fault too, That is, that was just something that we kind of brought up on I don't know, it kind of fell upon us and just said, well, we got to do that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's how it is, but they really didn't diversify anything. They always got us on either we dealing with money or we dealing with tourists. We dealing with money or we dealing with tourists. The hotels got to be our major income or whatever else. What I mean? When we got all kind of other stuff, all kind of environmental jobs and all kind of stuff could be going on here. Whether or not the pollution was here or not here, you could have preservation committees or jobs and all that. You could have all those kind of things, agriculture jobs, so that we don't got import nothing, But they don't actually go into that. And why think to yourself, why that's the best part, you gonna get more for your people out of the fruit or the bounty that coming off the land than you get in these offices. Your people, if that where you say you come from, you say your people going to benefit more, but yet you choose to just turn away and make sure these people or wherever they come from is always happy and glorious when they come here.
Right. I want, if you have time and you're willing, I would like to engage you further, but we've got a quick break to take. You want to hold on? We can call you back and we can talk some more, or you just want to wrap it up now?
That's no problem. I'll be here.
You'll be here? There you go, man. Let us know if you need to call us. All right. When we come back, we'll continue talking with you. Stay tuned, please.
Money Christmas link up, or with your family, time for your fix up. Money Christmas.
Christmas link up or with your family, time for your fix up.
Win a family vacation and link up with your family in Jamaica. Or send for them with JN Money Christmas Link Up. From now until December 31st, just send or receive money for an instant entry. Win a road trip airfare for one, a family dinner, and a day at a theme park. Weekly spot prizes included. Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
For more than 30 years, Rotary Central has worked along with our business community, business advisors, media, and schools, introducing over 500 students annually to the universe of business. Students are guided to create, operate, and deliver products to market. Today, thousands of Caymanian business professionals point to junior achievement as their introduction to business. When you support Rotary Central fundraisers like the Music Extravaganza, you support Cayman's next generation of business professionals. High schoolers learn human resources, sales, marketing, accounting, compliance, legal skills, manufacturing. Cayman's next generation business professionals find purpose and get inspiration through Rotary Central Junior Achievement programs. Junior Achievement, another inspiration project by Rotary Central.
Cayman's cruise tourism is not at risk.
Not at risk.
Not at risk if we do not build the piers.
This is according to the Vice President of Carnival Cruise Lines.
The vast majority of cruise ships will continue to be smaller ships that will tender for the foreseeable future.
Of the 22 ships on order by Carnival Cruise Lines, only three
are mega-class ships
destined for the Caribbean.
It is also a fact that the fourth largest mega ship in the world, the MSC Margavalia,
will call on Cayman from October 2019 by tender.
By tender. Cayman's thriving cruise sector has grown steadily by 14%.
We will not lose any current revenue without the piers.
But we may jeopardize our stay-over tourism,
which generates 76% of our tourism revenue.
Is a cruise pier really needed?
There are currently too many unanswered questions.
Our government must get this right for us now and future generations.
Make an informed decision. It's your constitutional right.
It is your constitutional right. Sign the petition, support the referendum, and let's build our future together.
Oh, this Christmas, Kirk Freeport is wishing everyone peace, love, joy,
and $40,000 in prizes. Win one of the multiple $5,000 and $1,000 cash prizes just for shopping at your favorite Kirk Freeport store. Purchases of $100 before noon on Christmas Eve qualify for all remaining prize draws. There's even a Rolex watch prize draw on January 2nd, and loads of other great prizes. Peace, love, joy, and the island's biggest Christmas sweepstakes. Only from Kirk Freeport. Full details on kirkfreeport.com. Merry Christmas from Kirk Freeport.
At KFC, we believe you don't have to share a last name to be a family. Whether it's an office party, holiday fete, or family gathering, enjoy KFC's fresh, hand-breaded finger-licking good chicken. The KFC Festive Feast includes 10 pieces of original recipe or spicy chicken, creamy mashed potatoes, tasty coleslaw, and warm biscuits. KFC's holiday catering menu includes buckets of hot wings, sweet chili wings, or chicken tenders. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Retain your peace of mind by installing a reliable generator, knowing that your family is safe and secure during a power outage. At Corporate Electric, we care about the well-being of our customers and their loved ones. We are the official distributor of Kohler SDMO generators in the Cayman Islands and can conduct a free assessment of your house to suggest the perfect fit. Call us at 946-2277. Visit our website or the Facebook page for more details.
Talk today.
But I do have some questions.
Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling DWAYNE Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today, and thank you for joining us. We had the caller prior who was so generous and gracious with the time. He stays on as we take the callers and pay the bills. Let's rejoin him. Thank you, sir, for holding on, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? But you were sharing, and before asking the questions, if you want to maybe continue in case I put you off, but if not, what are your thoughts? I mean, we're not doing enough, as you shared, to look at the economy. If I understand what you and others are saying, that we may be putting the country into, a lot of debt for projects. Is that the perspective?
That's the perspective. A lot of stuff that is not like beneficial to the whole.
Yeah, but if I may ask, I mean, a government is elected. Let's say the politicians in particular, because we elect them, and then the senior civil servants who are there, sort of technicians, and you know, the government say, well, we need to make sure people are employed. We need to make sure that there is, you know, a taxable base so we can get revenue to pay for the different services, education, healthcare, roads, policing, and what have you. And it's their obligation to make sure. So there's going to be a few people who are upset. To their minds, you know, they're going about it the right way. How do we know that they're not?
How do we know that they're not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first indicator would be the minimum wage.
Okay.
And all those people that own businesses that pray that the minimum wage don't go up.
Okay.
All those would make sure and vote for the person that don't have that on their agenda.
Right. But then how would the government, then, on the flip side of that coin, know that, yep, it's on the right path, it's doing the right thing, you know?
There's other examples of people being paid and having less days, less days at work, less hours at work, getting paid enough that they don't really, spend too much time at work. They actually doing other stuff, contributing to their family, like spending time or all that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you would actually have more jobs if you cut the hours into like let's say 3-4 hours. Like you go to work 3 hours, go home. You would actually have a couple of different shifts. You know what I mean? But they can't have an industry or something that would like you could use that method on. Mm-hmm. They have these little things that always 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, and then you got the nightclub. That's another different set. You know what I mean? So, and then in why is 9 to 5 is because what we using for our tourism is our environment, right? Mm-hmm. You can't see too much people going out in the night trying to observe our environment, right? That don't make sense, no?
But something that I want to ask, I mean, thankfully there are people like you who not just think and talk and research and share so that we can get more and more people thinking. But if it's a government, for instance, that is going to be considering doing something, you reference the port, or if it's a private sector entity that is considering, well, we need to expand our business in this area, maybe another petition that is being circulated in the Bacchus area relative to the proposed removal of 4 acres or a little over 4 acres of turtle grass, all these things. So if the public isn't necessarily convinced that whatever this thing is that's being proposed, whether by the government or the private sector, is a good thing, or the timing or what have you, other than just talking, I mean, is there something else that can be done?
Well, I was listening to Anjit, and at one part I think he said nobody can tell him why he was locked up, right? He and I try and disrespect, but he kind of new to this place, right? We all know the consequences for opening your mouth around here, okay? So that's why you see less and less people going through with that. Plus, it's kind of like, sorry to say, but it's not no unity. I remember my father, he was dealing with the taxi protest. He told me they were out there bright and early in the morning when the sun wasn't up. Soon as the sun started came up, it started getting hot, and all the people started coming off the ship. They went and joined the line. They went and joined the taxi line. You understand? So, it's a lot of like cutthroats, or a lot of like people that they taught to think for themselves. You understand? They can't see the benefit into having unity or having organization with us. And that's the biggest fear in the government, is for having another organization that's better than them. like just the people using their own common sense and their own things like that. Like they're not thinking about the benefits of the money-wise. They're thinking about the benefits of the future, the children. You understand? But they don't think like that. They think they can just buy people education or buy people jobs or whatever. They think money buy and rule everything. And you know that. You know there's people around here that think like that. You know that they won't go out nowhere if they're not getting $1. So
then that very selfish, self-centered, self-serving perspective that some is all about the dollar.
All about the dollar. You know people that change their last name for some land, though. You know that.
But what is the whole thing then that we need to do in order to get more of us thinking about, I'll use the word, the common good, the greater good. So we're looking out for each other. We talk about being a brother's keeper, right?
Right.
All right.
That's a church motto.
Well, but shouldn't it be?
I mean that's sent on from the church.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I have a good friend. I won't take long with the story. I had a football match the night before, took a bad tackle and really, mashed my arm somewhat. Next day at work, I came, after work finish, I realized, got to get home. So, hobbled in the car, driving down, and what they say, picked up a flat. Right? Tire went flat and couldn't make it any further. This is the days before cell phone. There was not that many hotels, on 7 Mile Beach. And I pulled over, trying to change his tire. This guy going in the opposite direction saw somebody need help, turned around, came back, and offered to help. Right? I live in West, he live in East, and we've been friends ever since. Right? He was willing to go his way to help me.
Yeah.
Where is that spirit today?
That's in the phone. You know, see everybody looking down. he would have drove across you on our phone, texting somebody else. He wouldn't see you.
Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. People got their head down the phone or got their eyes facing on the TV. And they don't believe nothing unless they see it off the TV or off the phone.
I got a family member who made a prediction that the next little gadget that they're going to come up with is how that warning device on your phone. So we got it in your hand, you can send a little beeper so that using sonar so that you know there's an object in front of you. So you can avoid bumping into the poles or the people, because everybody's, like you're saying, walking with their heads down. So maybe that'll be the next big thing. I don't know. Boy. All right.
Already got that on that helmet.
Yeah. Listen, another break looms, man. Anything else you want to share with us?
No, man. It just sickening when I see the politicians getting all that money. That's sickening, man. I mean. And they got plenty of money. They don't even shop in the same places where we shop, get food. You know what I mean? They must have got their own boat that they can just jump on and just go where and pick whatever turkey they want slaughtered or whatever.
Some would tell you that you don't see them in supermarkets unless it's election time, right? So you mightn't see them now. Christmas might be different now.
Right.
All right.
That's funny.
we talk some more, man. All right?
Thank you.
All right, blessings to you. Let's pause and take a break. When you come back, more talk today.
Radio K-Man. Radio K-Man's newsroom. Headline. These are the biggest stories right now.
Civil aviation authorities issue their annual reminder about hazards to aviation, from kites to sky lanterns to drones. CAA says it is illegal to fly an unmanned aircraft within 3 nautical miles of any of the country's airports without specific permission from the Civil Aviation Authority. A no-fly zone has also been established around Northwood Prison, making it illegal to fly an unmanned aircraft within 1 nautical mile of the prison perimeter without the specific written permission of the Director of Prisons. In international headlines, a Russian woman accused of being a secret agent admitted today that she conspired to infiltrate the American gun rights movement to gather intelligence on conservative political groups as Donald Trump was rising to power. 30-year-old Maria Butina agreed to plead guilty to a conspiracy charge as part of a deal with federal prosecutors. U.S. stocks mostly lower today as banks and retailers fall, while safer, high-dividend stocks in real estate and utilities climb. The European Central Bank said it will end its bond-buying economic stimulus program at the end of the year, but trimmed its forecast for economic growth across Europe. Apple is building a $1 billion campus in Austin, Texas, and breaking ground on several smaller locations in Seattle, San Diego, and Culver City, California. The tech giant says the new campus will open with 5,000 new positions, but will have the capacity to eventually accommodate 15,000 employees in fields ranging from engineering or research to development, sales, and support. Those are your headlines. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm April Cummings.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
You have to save the date! Thursday, December 13, Super Stitch Midnight Madness Sale! This is the biggest sale of the year, with savings up to 50% off. Come and get your dress and suit in fabric, upholstery fabric, sheets, bed skirts, throw covers, sofa covers, towels, curtains, and much more. Sale begins at 6 p.m. until midnight on Thursday, December 13. It's big, it's fantastic, it's 6 hours of pure madness. The Midnight Madness Sale, 6 p.m. until midnight at Super Stitch, 39 Pasadena Place, Smith Road. Call 949-2833.
Stay connected and enjoy your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Make Christmas memories great with the best phones at amazing holiday prices. Get the Samsung Galaxy A8 from $43.25 a month or the S9 from $70.75 a month from Flow. Sign up for Flow Quad Play to share up to 50 gigs of data and 5,000 calling minutes. It's amazing value and great gifts for loved ones or yourself. Plus, plenty of chances to win Flow holiday prizes. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply.
The only bad workout is the one that never happens.
Make 2019 the year you commit to fitness. Let King Sports Center put you on the right track with their Get Fit 2019 sale from December 15th to January 15th. 2-for-1 Powerhouse Gym memberships for $600 or a single membership for $325. And call them to find out how you can take an additional $100 off this sale price. 946-5464 or visit kingsportscenter.com. King Sports Center, providing your fitness, recreation, and relaxation needs. Remember, fit is not a destination. It is a way of life.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's new kitchen and bath center.
You can hear another CI Retro Talk Today special presentation on Friday at 12:15 p.m. when we take a look back at Cayman Islands' Christmas celebrations and traditions through the years, going back some 150 years through present day. This special CI Retro Talk Today presentation is being brought to you by Four Winds Esso, Enterprise City, and FSH Designs. CI Retro Talk Today, Christmas remembered through the years, Friday, 12:15 p.m. on Radio Cayman.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling DWAYNE Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Couple of calls, couple of WhatsApps to share. If you want to WhatsApp your thoughts, well, 925-3261. Let's take our phone call first. Good afternoon, you on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
Good afternoon, Mom. How are you?
Good. I was listening to you off and on in regards to cost of living. Am I correct?
Yes, Mom.
Yeah, well, as you
didn't know today's government payday. And
it is? Huh. I didn't know. I didn't.
Well, some parts of the government. I don't know about all
I hope it is.
Some parts.
All right.
But, I'll listen off and on. And, Sterling, when you come out here to pay your bills, do you know that your water bill and your light bill, you can't budget for those two bills on a monthly basis? Because there's a surprise every time you go to the window of those places.
Mm-hmm.
You can't budget. You really can't. And if someone can tell me that they can budget their light bill to know it's going to be the same amount every month, I'm asking the police call the city and tell me what you're doing so I can do it too. But anyhow, in regards to the cost of living, Sterling, when you get your money from any job that you can't meet your bills, you have to sit down and say, now, which one should I pay first? Which one is more important? How many more days I have left that I can go and try to borrow the money or work for the money to pay that individual bill that you can't pay at this present time? And it is sad. I can just imagine the people who is not actually working and somebody depending on the government to give them a paycheck every month and it's not cutting the mustard. Because Sterling, right now, I have 2 jobs and I can't cut the mustard. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't corrode, I do not squander no money, I don't do no manicure, I do a pedicure once in a blue moon, go to the beauty shop once in a blue moon. My sister has a beauty shop, I can't even support her because of the cost of living is so high in this island. And you can imagine the other people that can't meet their bills at the end of the month and got to choose between a loaf of bread and a water bill or vice versa. You understand? It is sad to know that it's not getting any better here in this island. And we go around blaming Tom, Dick, and Harry or own Caymanians that we blaming individuals. But we got to look at the system to see where is it coming from. We have a government that's been in for some time, and a lot of them is in there from donkey years ago. I use that expression, and they are still in there. And it seems like they're getting their bills paid, and you don't care about how the other people get their bills paid because you can't get a decent salary, you can't get a raise to pay. But every time you go to the grocery store or go somewhere to pay a bill, it's always 5 cents added on, or 10 cents, 25 cents. For Sterling, it adds up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It adds up. And it is sad to see that we are the Caymanians, the paper ones and the on-paper ones, I believe, that who is suffering more in this island than those that have the job that pay them these big salaries and the work permit people. It seems like they can survive. Is it that we are that lazy that we can't go and get another job? I don't think so. Is it that because I'm a Caymanian that you're going to just throw any salary on me? I don't think so. We all got bills to pay. And when you can't pay your bills, they are cutting you off. They don't give a rat about you once they cut you off. You got to find them on a late fee and everything else that when it's time to go and pay them. Verily, this is why the rest of the world, especially America, got so many people on the streets living because these high-polluted investors come in and invest into the country. And the same thing happening here in Cayman. They come and invest and they're making the average Caymanian a poor beast for this island. They go and bring in cheap labor. But even though they bring in cheap labor, they are still getting salary because they live on the beach. Look at the vehicles they're driving. I ain't jealous of nothing anybody on this island because I work hard for what I get. I ain't got nobody give me anything, but I can guarantee you that I will be going to need assessment the whole work in Henry right now. I am going there because if I got nowhere to go, I will go and visit, but I hope to come back here dead or alive. We Caymanians sit down and be our biggest enemy instead of getting together and finding what we can do to enhance ourselves and our living and the cost of living and try to unite with each other and stop just bickering and clawing down one because they got something. I don't claw no more than for what they have. I want to work for what I want, not what I need.
Well, together.
Walk different, but the point is, Sterling, I don't know what's going to happen here, but Mr. Ezra talk about a revolution. let me tell you something. I pray it never come, but something is coming. Something is in the pipeline, and we're going to wake up one morning to a lot of surprises. A lot of surprises. In Sterling, I think I noticed 3 boats in the harbor. I think I only saw 3. It could be more. There's very few people on the road, and they're talking about building a pier to bring in more people to this Cayman Island. The few I see walking in a day. The only person who's making money off these cruise ships right now is our government. For every head that is on those boats, regardless if they come off or stay on to the boat, the government are still getting their money. But the people in the stores and the taxi drivers and the tour buses is practically pre-booked, and the few that's left to get is a fight to get them. So I want to know how we're going to enhance and increase money on this island for tourism, for the average local person who is trying to make an honest dollar. We don't see stealing yet. We don't see corruption yet. And we don't see moderation yet. Early the Christmas is coming, and I'm trying to do some things for a few senior citizens and a few homeless people, and it's looking very good, I must say. My supporters are supporting me very well, and I thank them so much. I will not call no names as yet. I'll wait until I give out my basket next week and take it from there. At Sterling, we need to wake up as Caymanians and stop clawing down each other. Stop being our biggest enemy, and let's get a roll out here to see what we can do to enhance this island and the people that are left here, the few Caymanians. We got few Caymanians left. Everybody called except for Caymanians and got a piece of paper. I don't think so. No disrespect to them. They don't even want to say they're from another country. I'm a Caymanian. I lived in America for 10 years, never tell myself I'm American. I was proud to say I'm a Caymanian. Sterling, I hope I didn't fall in your ears too hard.
No, you go ahead. Thank you. Be safe for that and enjoy yourselves. Hey, we would like to give the next caller, if you're interested, a ticket to an evening with Daniela on the 16th, this coming Sunday, 7 o'clock. The concert starts, but be there 6:30. That's when the doors open at the Marriott in the Orchid Ballroom. 949-8037. You want a ticket? It's a wonderful evening. She has incredible talent. And you could say, hey, I was there. Because God's willing, you're going to see her performing live to hundreds of thousands in short order. And you can imagine you were in an intimate setting with only a couple of hundred, and you could think, I talked to her, I hugged her and wished her Merry Christmas. Wouldn't that be nice? So a live classical and Christmas concert evening with Daniela. 949-8037. 949-8037. Or you can go to DanielaShibley.com and check it out for yourselves. You want a ticket? We'd love to give you one. We've got a couple more we want to give away. Next caller, 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Let's give away some tickets. What do you think, Mr. Lynn? Do we go to the phones? All right, 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Let me make sure I pay attention to what. Do we need to take the final break now, or I can read this WhatsApp? Okay, cool. Let me read a WhatsApp for us, and then we can give away some. So if you want a ticket, you want to share, just call and let us know, man. We'd be honored to do this in partnership. As a way to say Merry Christmas and thanks. But also, what a wonderful to be blessed on a Sunday evening. You go out and enjoy yourself. I love music. I love live entertainment, and especially when it's not just our youth, but our youth with such gifting, singing and performing. So 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8037. Let's read this WhatsApp message that came through. We might even read it word for word. It says, I would like to know why the memorandum does not have or protect Caymanians in regards to getting employment. How then can Caymanians compete against cheap labor? Why would a business employ a Caymanian which needs about $10 to $15 an hour to survive when they can hire 2 foreign workers for the price of 1 Cayman? Simply put, Caymanians are being outsourced. When have So we're becoming the Indians of America, second-class citizens in our own homeland due to government and business greed. A message was sent through to us. Sort of spoken to by a number of people today on air, and a couple of off air, and even to the gentleman earlier who, talking to about the financial services, was sharing that we're not careful. We're not only pricing ourselves out of competition relative to, our products and services, but we're making it untenable for those who live and work here to be able to live here, much less retire later on. We were threatening the safety and security. Now we're threatening the social stability and harmony and our very survival and existence. He shared that what unfortunately has happened. Now, he noted that if we were all sharing, in, not necessarily equally, but we all sharing and felt that we could share in economic success. So you're working in an organization and you put in, good effort, you'll be rewarded handsomely. You take that paycheck and you can save some. You can go out and entertain yourselves when you want. You can afford to buy. But what is happening, he shared? Businesses, in order to make as much money as they can, are finding ways to cut costs, cut labor costs, cut other costs, because at the end of the day, they're trying to make as much profits. In and of itself, he says it's not a bad thing, but are those costs more than just a financial cost? And is it one that's being borne by the country? So in trying to ensure that they reduce labor costs, and they may have to outsource some of what they're doing, and he believes it's happened and it's happening in the financial services sector. Some of that, back office stuff, the accounting and the like, is not only being done in other jurisdictions, but he fears that it may be being presented in a way that it's being done here, and the people, presumably the clients, are mistakenly believing that, they have the protection of the jurisdiction and the confidentiality of his legislation. And what if something was to happen? And then would Cayman's sort of reputation be compromised? But worse, for the services that we're providing here and the fees that we're being charged, but if the work is being done elsewhere, then are we displacing potentially, the employment opportunities of the people here? But beyond that, for those operations that exist here, if they're able to import, and instead of paying, $1 for that labor, they're paying 10 cents. And, that cheaper labor is now still having to work here, live here for a period of time. How is, that person making a fraction of what, perhaps should be and normally would be paid? If we're condoning that, what are some of the social consequences, if any? Now, he says that, when he's had that conversation with a few of his colleagues, they've shared with him, you're getting on in years, you're nearing retirement, so you can afford to, wax eloquently and spend times, thinking philosophically. But he says he's not just thinking about his retirement, as he probably should be, but what about, the future generations? If he can't live here because he can't afford to when he's retired, even though he may, be considered wealthy, but what if his future is also compromised because of his safety and security? And he says, have you ever traveled to a place that is seemingly wealthy, where almost all the people can enjoy a certain standard of living? Is the place safer? Is it cleaner? It may not necessarily be nicer, but maybe you feel a little bit better. Compare that, he says, when you travel to other places where there's poverty and crime as a result of, lacking employment and entrepreneurial opportunities. The people are hustling and trying to survive. Now, doesn't mean that one set of people are better than the other, but maybe because of the opportunities and the environment in one place and the shared ethos of the people, perhaps that's why it's perceived to be better. Now, what are we doing here in Cayman? Are we driving down the quality of life and the standard of living? Are we driving at the cost of doing business, the cost to live and to work here? And are we even cognizant of that, you know. So 949-8037 or toll free at 1-800-534-8255. Got a couple tickets to give to you if you want to go out on Sunday evening to the Marriott Hotel upstairs in the Orchid Ballroom. And let's just give you a little preview of this phenomenal talent from this young lady.
You're listening to Daniela Shipley. My name is Daniela Shipley, and you're listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Hey, good afternoon, welcome back, and that is Daniela Shipley. Call online, let's go to our phones. Good afternoon, you're on Talk Today. Hey, good afternoon. Yeah, hello? Alright, 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Let's try it again. Good afternoon, welcome.
There you are. You know.
There you got me now, boy. I want to think better than today is out fishing.
Yeah, man. I know what you're saying. Anything, that 1-800 number don't seem to be working, so you may want to check on that.
Why, I've heard a lot of people complain, trying to get through on that sometimes, but, you know, like everything, you can complain, and sometimes it gets addressed, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, well, now it goes. Such as like, anyway, no, I just want to call, say a couple things. I got a lot of stuff to say, but I don't have, you have to hold me on the air for a month. But anyway, the two last callers there, you know, they said some stuff that was very appropriate and very, you know, intriguing to listen to. The young man that spoke earlier. I listened to him. I don't call much. Matter of fact, I think this was one of my second, third time. But he had some good points and stuff, and I appreciate him calling in and like listening to him. And the young lady that called after him, you know, he always has, you know, very valid points. I start by saying I heard a caller earlier say something about the cost increase or the living cost increase. I think is that going to the civil servants?
A caller called and said that he understood that on the 18th that the government is giving civil servants some increase. Now we only, you know, I guess while the show is on, reached out casually and informally, and there seems to be no truth to that, at least not now. Now, whether that comes down the pipeline, I guess government will make an announcement, but it doesn't seem that that's going to be anything happening.
Well, if that is the case, I hope it's true, and you know, and that I hope that the private companies would follow suit, because, you know, I used to work for a big company, and at one point in time, we got annual cost of increase, the cost of living increase, and then they stopped that quite a while back. But anyway, no, that there's nothing wrong with that, so nobody should feel anyway about that. You know, the civil servants do a great job, and they deserve, if they get a little raise, they deserve it. You need it. This is not an inexpensive place to live anymore. 20, 30 years ago, the little money you made went so much further than it go today. You can spend your salary up in Foster's or Kirk's or anywhere in one day. So I have no problem with that. Secondly, the port. You know, I think that they really need to the country need to come together as one and make a decision on what to do with it. Georgetown is not a harbor. And you've heard that more and more often than anything else. It's not a harbor. It's just a dock out there, sticking out into the ocean, exposed to everything. And a good ship captain not going to stick his ship out on something that's exposed to that kind of weather when you got a 35 northwester coming in. If they want to really boost that business, put it in the correct place. Put it in Red Bay, like has been proposed by people like Captain Paul, you know.
Captain McCoy, those guys, huh?
And McCoy, Captain McCoy. It needs to really go there. I'm not going to hold you up too long. The Bacchus thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody keeps saying 4 acres of land, 4 acres of sea grass. Now that's quite a bit of area. But nobody's mentioning how many linear feet they're going to have to go out in order to bring in boats to that beach. Now, I don't know if it's correct or not. I heard 1,500 feet. Now, a quarter mile is 1,320 feet. So, quarter mile is a good distance. And then we're talking about then some. That's almost out to the reef.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being invited to a meeting back in 2010 where they wanted to put in what they call a hurricane hole in Bacchus, where we could put our boats and stuff for safe harbor, which is the worst place you could ever imagine to put the boat in a hurricane. But I also remember there was a plan, it was a formal plan or what, but there was talk of it, of dredging a channel straight up to Cayman Bay and was going to be called Dragon Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
So the hurricane hole gave enough access from the south, and now this thing with Mr. Whitaker going 1,500 feet or so out to the reef, it would just bring it right through Bacchus, creating a private island. And this is only hearsay, because I never seen no formal plan. Bringing it right through there, it's going to destroy the environment completely in the North Zone. Remember that we had dredging going on from the early 60s. The creation of the carbon and colony places there. Those places are never clear when there's a lifter up. Very rarely do you see the water clear up now. And they're saying that, things settle. Do you imagine how they dredge Georgetown Harbor? I don't care who the experts are. You dredge Georgetown Harbor. 50 years from now, you still got have muck coming down to 7 Mile Beach, and you probably won't have any reef, any living. Remember now, our reef can be dead, But you will not have any living coral. So they have to take all of this into consideration.
I mean, they did share that if they were to do that in the harbour, that they would have to frequently go back and sort of re-dredge to keep it, from filling up.
I'm going to ask a question. How do you re-dredge? Keep it filling up.
Well,
Silt muck is going to be constantly.
Yeah, to your point, so you constantly stir it up with the engines. I hear what you're saying, yeah. I see the picture now. I didn't quite see that so clearly before.
Yeah, you take a piece of marl and been down 100 years, and you throw a Pepsi. I was listening to me as well, not that. Right? And it fizzes, right?
Mm.
It creates, not creating muck, but so you think now, another 100 years from now, anything will change? No. It's still going to be there. They can clean it up. What are they going to have a constant vacuum now? No? It's going to kill the area. So they need to reconsider, and the country itself need to come together and decide, hey, we need a proper facility. Let's put it in the best place. And the best place is Red Bay. And as far as Barkas is concerned, leave that alone. Leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
God made it that way. Leave it that way. Greed, people have to stop being so darn greedy. And the Caymanian people got to wake up. Now, I know there's people that are saying, oh, that's West Bay. Yeah, but you know what? This is the Cayman Islands. I don't care if I go Little Cayman back or here. I'm a Caymanian.
All right.
And I got supported.
There you go.
I lay down in front of any darn balloons and they'll come up now. So, anyway, I got a lot more I want to say. But anyway, you have a good day. Keep up the good work. And, I'll talk to you sometime soon again.
All right, man. Thanks. I'll talk to you again later.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Boy, listen, when the people are looking at... Like Jesse, what do you want to say? Nope. Not today, Bobo. Maybe that's in relation to something else. All right. Listen, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the afternoon. Looking quickly at a couple of WhatsApps that came through. That's not for today. But we got tickets that we would like to share with you. So maybe whether you listen to the Super Jam or other times in the morning, Daniela has a wonderful concert coming up Sunday. Go and support her, man. Buy some tickets, but we got some here we share with you as well. 6:30 Sunday evening at the Marriott. Now tomorrow, Mr. Loxley, sort of a Talk Today CI Retro combination. So looking forward to that discussion. Until then, be blessed.